Hey, we are here. We are live. Looks like we got some audio too, I think. Audio good?
Can you hear us, motherfuckers?
Are we heard? Are we heard? Audio, huzzay, huzzay! Welcome, welcome, one and all. It is, as always, I, your friendly neighborhood dungeon biologist, welcoming you to another steamy, heaping helping of Trash Heroes, the Dungeons & Dragons stream where we recount the epic adventures of a wildly improbable collection of horrible creatures that we call the Trash Heroes. And our players, as always, are this collection of wonderful internet cartoonists. I'm apparently fairly quiet.
I'm just
Everyone but
messing with
Alina wants to
levels.
talk.
Okay, messing with levels. I got it.
Indeed. Mess with them levels.
Mm-hmm. Keep
Uh,
talking so I can see those levels.
yeah, I will indeed continue talking. So, as I was saying, our players are this collection of internet cartoonists. As always, you can check out their links to their work in the doobly-doo thingy ding up in the upper right corner. That's the correct technical
the
term,
doobly
I
doo.
do believe. Yep. I am apparently still very quiet, despite being right next to my.
Hey, you're here for the jokes.
Da-da-da.
Yep.
It's that kind of stream.
Yep.
In fact, it's getting worse.
Echoey. It's echoey apparently. It may be your headset, love.
I'm not using the headset. I'm using the Yeti.
Oh, really? Weird.
Yep.
Hmm. The
Microphone
Yeti
input
should be
device
good.
Yeti.
Well,
Oh, I wonder if it's picking up what's coming out of my headset.
maybe.
Probably not. It's pretty
No, it's
quiet,
pretty
but it's
quiet.
a
I wouldn't.
vibration headset. Hello, hello, hello. Continuing to speak.
Wow, we can't
Continuing
hear
to
Elaine at
test these
all.
levels. Still can't hear me.
I can hear you just fine.
Yeah, me too.
But maybe that's because I'm on Discord. Yeah. I generally
Help,
speak.
help, 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 Alina.
I'm doing everything I can, pushing all the buttons.
Jeff is also quiet.
Okay. Huh.
How
I
about
am
now?
maxed on my input volume.
Yep.
Hello, I'm still muffled. Hello, I'm
Hmm.
still too quiet.
You may be too
Is
loud
this a
now. I just saw
case?
everything jump up real loud. There we go.
I am coming in.
Okay.
Hello.
Good, good, good.
There we go. Yeah, we just discovered that Windows has suddenly decided to automatically change the levels dynamically
Yeah,
on
you have to
Linus
change
computer,
that
which is
button.
terrible,
Yep.
which is like awful and bad. Anyway, welcome to the stream, everyone. We did have a hype train coming, but I think
That's good. We're
we
good.
lost it. That's okay.
We can just keep
So
going.
I will just keep going. Please check out everybody's links in the thingamajigger. You can support your artists at their various Patreons and such like and social medias. And without further ado, let us meet the characters. First up, Keeper of the Vermin, Protector of the Trash Heap, Fettid Quaggle.
Me.
Indeed. And then there is, of course, the larger-than-life pit-fighting superstar that is Ugna Sugar
It's
Tusks.
bone crushing time.
It is. And then there is our trickster cleric, rogue baker, and all-around party animal, Tromlin Dariels.
Am I really a trickster cleric anymore now that I have a god, even if the god's only for a certain amount of time?
Lolth on the list is in our setting a trickster.
Okay, fair enough.
Temporarily
Trickster
monotheist
realm.
cleric.
Temporarily monotheistic.
The
All
consort
of
of a
the
god, sort of.
all of the gods on your god list are trickster domain. And in absentia today, or potentially joining us partway through, our sweet old grandpa who's accidentally an ancient warlock, Copernicus Sunshine, and there's a terrifying shadow of him that will just lurk over the game as we play.
We defeated him last game, right? Right?
Sure. Let's go with that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Shecky's not going to come back and cause any
Definitely been
problems.
defeated.
Certainly hope not.
That's right. It's totally possible to kill an undying warlock. In any case, let us pick up where we left off. So I'll do a bit of a recap here, particularly to bring Jeff up to speed on what he might have missed.
Yes, I did miss half of the session.
Yeah, last time on Trash Heroes, the party had a long rest after their triumphant return from rescuing the students of the Sunshine School for Peculiar Youngsters. During the night, Perni did a bunch of research, particularly regarding his shadow and his patron and Barb and her history. And he learned a bunch of interesting things about the ancient Shukek civilization of the deserts of Ix and their pharaoh slash empress Barbarhotep II and her brother slash rival Shekemtut. And this may or may not have jogged some of his memories. We left it to Peter to decide how much of this information is remembered by Perni. Eventually, he heard a ghostly voice of Barb echoing through the castle and followed the moaning until he saw from a balcony out in the hills some sort of ghostly residue that seemed to be linked to Barb's spirit, making him think he should read up more on hauntings. In the morning, the party went out with your spider babies in a blood-crafted pram to look for some healing for Fettid's hand at the Temple of Lolth. Trollman discovered there that he is currently being revered as an apostle of Lolth and father of her grandchildren, and that the priestess...
That's true.
Yeah,
I am.
that's not wrong.
And that and that the priestess, the high priestess with the greater restoration spell that they need, will be back in a couple of days. So in the meantime, Fettid is just going to go without that one hand. The group went to contact some local thieves and send an update to the Mud Hollow Thieves Guild, and then go shopping for some stuff. They decided to go looking for a magic dagger for Fettid that he can throw, and thus have an attack with his single hand at range. And maybe some books about ghosts or runes, since they also want to research the newly discovered runes on Ugna's mother's broken rune sword. The party used contacts to find out from the local thieves guild that they could get more information about ghosts from Madame Mim's Ghastly Whims, a local medium fortune teller shop kind of place.
She had a bad night when we visited.
Oh, did she ever?
Yeah, this is where Fettid went off to go talk to some quaggles about the rest of the info here. In other words, trying to find a magic dagger. And while he was away, the rest of the group went to the medium, to the madam.
Oh, hang on, no sound. Stop, Lane. Lane, stop. We got no sound on my end. Lane, no sound. Are we back? Do we have sound now? Where's my sound? Where's any audio? Hello. Hello, testing. Test. Okay, I have sound, but nobody else has sound. Why is that? Lane, do you want to say something? Anybody out there? Do I have sounds? I've got like 0 audio from Sound?
I guess.
Okay, cool. All my settings just reset.
That's not good.
That was weird. I'm not gonna mess with anything. I will touch nothing.
That's probably for the best.
Hello, hello. How's the sound now? Oh, we hear all.
Hey,
That's not
it's fixed.
ominous at all.
Good.
Excellent. I have no idea where I cut out. I know where Alina said you couldn't hear me.
Whew.
What was the last thing that that the chat heard from me? Did I start talking about why Fettid wasn't there? Ominousness in this economy? All right. Well, I'm not going to do the whole thing, so I guess I'll pick up where I think I cut off.
Yeah, I think last I heard
I
was Fettid was off.
So the party used their contacts to find out some stuff. Fettid went to his quaggles to look into getting a magic dagger. That's why he's not here or wasn't here. The Thieves Guild contacts of Tromlins told him that he could get some more information about ghosts from Madame Mim's Ghastly Whims, a local medium and fortune teller shop. The party went and asked the madam to contact Barb, and the medium needed a token. And Perni used the bucket, which is a hell of a token, and proved too powerful, resulted in an insane whirlwind of otherworldly ectoplasm and shrieking, and the shrieking spirit of Barb, until Tromlin distracted her with her grandkids, and the channeling ended abruptly. It occurred to Perni that some of Barb's ashes may have been lost in the Badlands, which might have weakened the haunting. And he figured there are several ways to potentially deal with that, which he's going to look into. The party went and got another crystal ball because the first one exploded, and Ugna asked Mim to contact her mom.
I thought that was pretty safe.
And offered the broken rune sword with some of Ugna's blood on it, which was also too powerful of a link, and caused yet another insane whirlwind of ghosts and spirits and exploded the other crystal ball. And a huge dragon spirit coalesced and said, "No, no, little seer, I will not have you peering into these affairs," and grabbed at Mim. Ugna jumped in the way. The spirit went wide-eyed and said, "You," pointing at Ugna. And then Tromlin used a hero point and his prayer beads to cast a powerful banishment spell of much higher level than he can normally cast.
So I didn't get eaten by a ghost dragon.
And this resulted in the dragon spirit disappearing. In the aftermath, as Mim sleeps off the channeling, the party was discussing the dragon from the vision when we ended, and this is when Fettid pokes his head in and says, "We're talking about that dragon thing that was named in Calicon the Black." And I believe I had Fettid mention that he has heard of this dragon. And that was where we left off.
Yeah.
So Fettid, while the party was dealing with this ridiculous situation with the haunting and the medium, you had gone to talk to some local quaggles.
Yes.
And so you discovered a weird goblin creature. It's like a normal goblin, except it has purple glowing eyes and a purple glowing aura. Its name is Zax. And Zax informs you that he wouldn't recommend digging too deep in the sewers because there's some weird stuff going on down there right now. But he can definitely tell you some names, and he ends up giving you the name of Jimmy No Fingers, a weapons dealer, an illicit weapons dealer that you can probably make contact with at the Jaunty Fish Tavern. With that information, you head out to seek your companions to go and let them know about this place, which hopefully you can lead them to, or they can lead you to, and you can go and look into buying a magic dagger. And you find the party and catch up with them at this little back alley which I believe was called, what did I call it? Tap, rotate, I don't know, something. It was Nocturne Alley, but with synonyms. And you find this medium's shop, Madame Mims. Just as in the distance, as you're coming down, you hear some shrieking and people are kind of fleeing from this part of the market. And there's this building down at the end of the alley up against a stone wall of some keep, this ramshackle hut. And the whole place is like, like green lights, and the roof is like lifting off of the rafters and kind of rotating. And there's like weird noises and steam, and you're like, that must be where my friends are. This is clearly the kind of thing that happens where my friends are. And then as you approach, it all calms down, and you walk up just in time to sort of poke your head in and hear them discussing the dragon that was mentioned in the drug fuel division you all shared in the Badlands. And you poke your head in and comment that was Encalagon the Black.
Yeah.
Like, I know that name. That's that was that big guy, wasn't it? In that weird dream we had. It was like a big dude.
Big guy. Big boy.
Yeah, but not like a dragon guy, or just like a regular guy, except real big, like big as me.
Maybe he can also be a dragon?
I mean, maybe.
We've seen weirder things.
That's true. He was like forging the sword or something in that mountain cave with lava.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna NPC Copernicus for a bit just because I can't write him out instantly. And he'll say, oh, yes, that there's a shout that said, Encalagon, what have you done?
Yeah. I remember that.
But I don't think it was a reference to that big man. I think it was an oath. Like someone saying, "By Encalagon."
Oh.
Interesting.
This is where I gave Copernicus a roll on his history. Since he botched it horribly that night in the Badlands, he got a reroll, and he recalls at this stage that Encalagon the Black is the name of the great dragon that is supposedly the lord of the city of Zaresh. You want to put up the map, actually, Alina?
I can do that. It
As
is.
Copernicus will pull out one of his maps in the back of his book. Yeah, actually, do you want to, let's switch to the closer up Northlands map.
Okay, this is Nel Marzesh. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, but the closer one actually has some cities on it.
Let me get that one going
So
here.
the island chain of Nelmar Zesh is where the great dragonborn cities are found. There are, I believe, 4 of them, or no, 5 of them.
Here we go.
I'm just going to open up that document so I've got it in front of me.
So Zarash is the
Okay.
southernmost one.
Oh, you got it?
Yep.
Got it live? Yes, indeed. Yes, 5 of them. So Zarash is the city where the great dragon that rules is supposedly a black dragon named Encalagon the Black, and you'll recall that the dragonborn of that city are the ones who happen to be slavers, because it was a Zarashian ship that you stuck that one awful noble scion.
What kind of dragon did the ghost look like? Like, you can't see color because it's a ghost, but did it have like funky, crazy horns that go around the front?
It wasn't a single entity. It was basically the outline of a dragon made up of a bunch of raving spirits.
Oh, that's great.
But it
Spirit
definitely had
rave.
a shadowy nature to it. But that could just be because it was a bunch of dead ghosts.
It's true.
I mean, that's the best kind of ghost, really.
Dead ghosts.
They're dead ghosts. It means that they're double dead.
Mhm.
But yeah, that could be a connection. Certainly, it seemed to be a relatively powerful entity. So Copernicus is going to take some gold and write a nice little note for Mim, rather than wake her up,
Sorry, we ruined your
and
day
leave
yet
some money
again.
to buy yet another crystal ball,
Mhm.
replace it again.
She's gonna drink
Anybody else
heavily
want to
after this.
contact the afterlife with way too powerful of an artifact?
No, I'm
I
good.
feel like that hasn't gone well for us lately.
I mean, it sure hasn't gone well for her.
No, she's gonna like have a caveat next time. She's like, "Do you have an article that belonged to the deceased that is not an incredibly powerful artifact?"
Dude, does this deck of many things count? Get the fuck out.
Good, good. Also, pick a card, any card.
I love decks of many things as a game master. They
Oh,
are
yeah.
so much fun. They're a great way to fuck players over.
As a player, they're terrifying.
Okay, sorry, side note. Second edition D&D, they did a couple like wizard almanacs that were just nothing but magic items. They were these nice like bound books. One of them was a tarot deck of many things,
A tarot deck of many things.
and it had way more options that were
Whew.
way more fuck you.
Uh-oh, the death card. What happens? Well,
I forgot what. I don't think that
let
it
me
was.
tell you.
Well, it also depends on how the cards come out too, like what position they're in.
Right, like reversed or regular.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's a great way to fuck your players up.
Got the devil reversed.
Okay. So, yeah. So what's up? You guys want to have a little more discussion about this? Fettid, you have
let's head back to our
information
inn.
about where to look for your shopping.
Yes, I would like to
Yeah.
share that with the party.
Cool. Should we head there next, or do we want to like go have a nap, get some food?
Dagger.
Let's go get your dagger.
Yeah, I'm sure nothing will go wrong.
Copernicus says, if it's all the same to you, I still want to do some more shopping for books. I think I have some leads here now on other things I need to look into. I'm going to go see if I can find any more of these these haunty booksellers and see what kinds of information I can get to bring back to the school.
Cool. Do your weird brain thing if you need us, and we'll save you
Yep.
some supper.
I will. And he totters off. Okay, so you're heading to the Jaunty Fish, I take it?
Yes.
Excellent. All right.
I'm gonna stop at whatever street vendor is out there and buy whatever they have and just stress eat for a few minutes.
Well, there's lots of good street food in Dwymerdell, but it's all like stuff that you would see in a kitchen dinner scene on Addams
Good.
Family.
Good. Something with
I mean,
tentacles.
Excellent.
Hope
I
ration
was
Okay.
gonna turn to his friend. You okay, buddy?
Sorry? Say again?
Tom was gonna turn to Ugna.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Yep.
Yeah. It's a lot. Like, I still don't know if my mom's alive or not, but like, she's got something to do with dragons or something.
Apparently, they're not thrilled with you.
No, and like, the leader of one of their cities seems like it would be like an important person. So like, I pissed off a dragon king for some reason.
Maybe it's not you. Maybe your mom did, or maybe there's something about you he's worried about.
Maybe.
Or maybe
But I
you
mean,
lost
like-
a lot of money because you beat someone.
Oh, yeah, maybe. I do want to fight that blue dragon guy. Like, he sounds It'll be a tough fight, but I want to try.
Mm-hmm.
I like that attitude.
That's the thing you learn in wrestling. You know, even when you lose, you win. It's a good fight.
Pit fighting. Pit
Pit
fighting,
fighting.
not
Sorry,
wrestling.
pit fighting.
Pit wrestling.
The same
Yeah,
thing.
pit wrestling.
Pit wrestling.
So you move through the city down towards the docks. It is getting on towards dinner time. It's like mid-afternoon, late afternoon by now. And you were sort of like going back and forth in the city because you went down this way to the Temple of Lolth, and then you went back up to the market with the medium. Now you're heading back down towards the harbor, and near the harbor, of course, are a lot of sailors' taverns. This includes the Jaunty Fish, where you were told you could find this Jimmy No Fingers guy.
No fingers is a real reassuring thing to have for a guy who makes weapons, or at least deals in them.
Indeed. Now, you are, I assume, or I guess I'll just ask, what's your approach here? Are you just going to stroll into the place and start asking around, or case the joint?
Yeah, I was thinking about seeing if I can peek in a window or something. Just get the lay of the land before we go waltzing in there.
Yeah. Okay. So as you check out this place, you notice almost immediately, first of all, that a lot of the clientele are sea creature-ish.
Okay.
There's a few turtles, which is not surprising. Being from Mud Hollow, you're not surprised to see turtles around. But then there's also some weird fish creature types with like weird gill fin things on the sides of their heads. Some variants of merfolk, you imagine. There's a small group of them standing around outside the place, chatting. They seem to be various brightly colored. Some of them are purple, some of them are green. And when you go up and have a look through peek through the window, the windows are just covered in sort of linens, so they don't they let light through, but they're not a lot of visibility. But you find a nice little tear that you can, or you kind of like poke a little hole and get up close and have a look. And inside, you see that the barkeep is a huge burly lizard-looking guy. You're not sure. He might be a dragonborn. He doesn't have any of the major dragonborn features, like he doesn't have like big horns or wings or anything. But if he's not a dragonborn, he's a lizard folk that's maybe got some dragonborn blood. Who knows? But he's huge, huge hulking guy with a big scar. He looks a lot like the Gator Spider-Man character, except without the lab coat. Just big and brawny. Or better yet, the one from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Give me a investigation roll, and we'll see how much information you gather.
Very good roll. Oh, great. That is a 23.
That is excellent. And also, to what degree are you willing to go to get information here? Because if you want to, you could cast one of your beast sense spells and send like a rat or something scurrying around.
No, I'm pretty
You can listen
confident
in.
that I rolled high enough to
Okay,
get what I need.
so you won't like overhear conversations or anything from here, but you can kind of see the lay of the land. There is a lot of, again, these merc types in this place. You're very certain that this is probably the kind of a bar where if the wrong type of people come in, they'd be like, your kind isn't welcome here. We don't serve droids or something. And but you do also notice there's a lot of clickism. So probably a lot of the people in here are like ship's crews or people from specific vessels. And you notice a couple of individuals or small groups that seem to be regulars that are lurking around the place, and you're sure that those are like the kind of people that do business. So you look for who might be Jimmy No Fingers, and you notice in one of the furthest back alcoves is a tall, skinny-looking lizard folk, likely. But this lizard folk guy has some weird, like almost catfish-like tendrils on his snout. And instead of fingers, he has tentacles. His hands end in like little octopus arms with suckers.
Good Cthulhu boy.
And you're like, that's unusual. But that would be the kind of guy that might pick up a nickname like Jimmy No Fingers. So that's your intel.
All right. Well, I think I know who I want to walk up to when we go in then.
So what are you recommending to the group here? Are you all going in?
Yeah, let's all go in and just like act cool. What's the worst that could possibly happen?
Sounds like a plan.
1 second, I have a child.
Yeah, no worries.
You just leave it at that. 1 second, I have a child. Good.
I will take out a pair of sunglasses from somewhere and just put them on, and then like try to look cool, look like a bouncer.
Yeah.
Clearly playing your muscle.
As soon as you approach the place, you immediately get a vibe. Actually, do you want to wait until Randy's back? I imagine.
Yeah, it's probably.
You're gonna want Tromlin to do the talking for you.
Yeah, it seems likely.
We're real good at that.
Mm-hmm.
Also, every adventure we've had without Tromlin has definitely gone great.
Yeah. That's not what got my hand removed in the first place
No.
or anything.
We're very good at this.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Exactly. It's great. In the meantime, I don't know how long Tromlin's going to be. Oh, never mind. Never mind.
He's back.
He's back already.
Lane,
I
refresh
was
my
just
memory.
saying, Randy.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
What was that, Lena?
Oh, go ahead. Don't worry about it.
I was just going to say, as you're just as the group is approaching this bar, you immediately get some bad vibes from the group of merfolk standing around out front as you approach. So Ugna put on a pair of sunglasses to try and just play it cool. And Fettid is like leading you guys over to the front door. And there's a very unfriendly vibe coming off of the front of this place as you guys approach these merfolk.
I can try to be friendly to them. Like, hey, what's up, guys?
The first one that you talk to kind of takes a step forward, and the other ones kind of like form up behind him, and his little gill things bristle. And he's like, "What do you want?"
Go in there.
Your kind aren't welcome here, land thing.
Ooh.
Oh, land thing. So this is like a water guy bar. I see.
Let's see. What can I attempt a persuasion roll?
What's your angle first?
Persuade
So
them
I
that
know
there's
how
never
hard
a
this roll is.
problem. It's completely fine for us to go in there. In fact, we'll all have a good time. Basically, trying to get them to calm down a little bit. Like, hey, look, we're not here to get in your way. We just want to go in, have some time to ourselves. We won't bother you, promise.
We're very cool.
Let's see. That's going to be a tall order on just a persuasion roll.
I mean, I could try calm emotions, but it seems like casting a spell is a lot.
Yeah, it depends. Depends on the spell.
Calm emotions.
Yeah. So, I mean, calm emotions is kind of intended to
You could be real subtle about it.
to not be obvious.
All right, I'll do calm emotions then. Like, hey, come on, guys.
Chill out.
We're all here to have a good evening. That's
it. Okay, 20-foot radius. This is going to affect your friends as well.
That's fine.
but-
I want everyone to be kind of calm.
Feeling
right
calm
now.
anyway.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I would welcome
So-
it. I'm still a little shaken up by almost being eaten by a ghost dragon.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is a charisma saving throw.
Yep.
So everyone go for that charisma saving throw. Difficulty is spell save DC 15.
I rolled a 2 on my charisma save, so that's 4.
I rolled a 3.
We're great.
Great,
We're
the party's
so
calm.
chill.
Okay. So I rolled for the main guy and the rest of them as a group. Came close, but I can't imagine these guys have great charisma bonuses, so I'm gonna call that fails. Yeah, so you get to choose one of the two effects. You can suppress an effect that causes the target to be charmed or frightened, but you're unaware of any such effects.
Mm-hmm.
Alternatively, you can make the target that is hostile become indifferent towards the creatures of your choice.
I will choose the indifference.
Okay, so you make them indifferent rather than hostile. This will last for up to a minute.
Yep.
As you concentrate. So, are you backing this up with anything? Are you like trying to slip a bribe or do anything like that, or are you just kind of going, "Hey,
we're just going in. That we're here. We're not here for all. Let me buy you guys some drinks."
They will calmly refuse. He'll kind of like give you a bit of a bored look, and say, I don't drink with landwalkers, and then turn his back on you indifferently, but no longer kind of hostilely.
That's why I stab him. No.
Moving to attack. You can. That would break the effect, but it's certainly something you could do.
Sap
That
him.
makes sense.
Go to sleep.
So this affects the whole group outside here, but obviously won't affect the people inside.
That's fine.
Do you guys just want to go in?
Yeah.
You have a pretty good idea here, Tromlin, that that this is like one of those bars.
I turn to my friends. Are you sure you want to go into here? Like, it seems like we're not the most welcome people.
Do you think it would cause problems?
You'll find out.
I just feel so calm. I don't see how it could possibly go wrong.
Yeah.
Let's go inside.
I'm feeling good about this.
That's awesome.
I mean, it makes sense.
Oh.
But still.
Am I still being heard?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Your levels
Okay.
look good.
Sorry, my headset beeped at me, and I was like, "What?
Ah.
What'd I do?" This is the problem with wearing the like extreme hands-free headset thing, is that like my hair will brush it in a certain way, and it'll like change the volume on
Oh,
my
you
on
don't
a
have the
YouTube
cheekbones
video.
I do. If I smile too big, I'll pause whatever I'm listening to.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was probably something along those lines because I was kind of grinning.
Yep.
Okay. So you are heading in.
I guess so.
Yep.
I give them the finger guns as I
Right.
walk by because I'm cool and chill.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, as you're getting ready to go in here, what's a good appropriate role? If this was Shadowrun, I would say streetwise. But
Etiquette?
that's not
Is etiquette
relevant
still
here.
a skill?
Not in this game. But roll Tromlin, roll roll me. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
roll me wisdom plus professional. Yeah, I guess just with your insight roll. This isn't specifically insight, but it's like professional wisdom, professional insight.
That
You're
is
the
one
best
of
suited for
my
this.
preferred skills, in fact.
Indeed, you are good at this sort of thing.
+7. Here's hoping. Wouldn't mind a wasted 20. It wasn't
This
a
might
20.
not be a wasted 20. What is it?
It's a 22 total.
Ooh.
22. Dirty 22. Not a natural 22.
Sadly, no.
Which is good because if it was a natural 22, I'd be like, wait a second.
Wrong die.
So, yeah, you realize that in a lot of harbors, a lot of harbor regions in different cities, there will be this kind of enclaving, where particularly in border cities, where you might have, say, Ibetians all have an area where their ships tie up and they go and hit the bars. And if the Ibetians are at war with Nelmarzesh, as happens a lot, and for example is happening currently, as you know, you would find a different bar where there would be Zesh. So at Karsh, for example, which is a neutral party, that's what you end up seeing, the people in the different groups. So this bar is definitely in that category. And if you are perceived as being outsiders, at the very least being land creatures, you don't imagine that you're going to get in here without somebody trying to start something.
All right.
However,
Some
that said, you have a lot of options.
Are there sea orcs? Can we do some
Sorts?
disguise skills?
I mean,
Quaggle?
this is
Yeah.
Dwymerdell. There's like everything, right?
Can I disguise Ugna as the biggest mermaid?
You absolutely
Oh,
could.
she's so into being a mermaid. It's just Ugna, but you put a big, like, long wig on me and then just a couple clamshells.
But you just make a couple of those like little fin things that
You
these
basically
guys
have a
have on the sides
dolphin
of their head.
deep throating one of Ugna's legs. That's the tail.
Yep.
No, do you want to take the group aside and like they're
Look,
just about to
look,
walk in.
guys, we're going to have issues we go in here no matter what because this is not a bar catering to our type. They're going to be suspicious. We'll probably have someone trying to mess with us. Is there a specific reason we're going into this bar?
Trying to meet the guy who's gonna know where to get me a magic dagger.
All right, then just know what we're getting into. Okay?
What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah.
Shut up. Trellin really resists the urge to unleash his babies on the flagel.
Like, worst case scenario, we unleash your spider babies and my magical form of insects, and
Good.
it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of
All
which,
right.
I'm assuming you're bringing the spider babies into the bar with you.
I mean, yeah, I guess. I don't have a spider baby babysitter unless, like, my grand Perni is going to be watching them.
No. Just put some kelp
I would be
over
happy
them.
to retcon that if you want.
Sure, I mean, it would make them not getting hurt a lot more likely.
Yeah.
And he seems to enjoy the time with them.
They gotta get to know their family.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just quickly chatting with my shadow DM.
So we're gonna slap some fins on Fettid and Ugna?
Well, that was the question.
It is almost impossible for me to make you all look like Aquans. And none of us speak that language.
But keep in mind that this is Dwymerdell. Like, a lot of these creatures are not just straight up like merfolk. There's like a bunch of weird things here.
Quatoa.
Like, there's a bunch of lizard folk here. There's turtles. There's, there's kind of
Could
things.
we be presumably landwalkers that have been cursed with some kind of ocean thing? Just put an octopus on our heads.
Just remember, You see a sea elf, you punch it in the face. That's how you establish dominance.
Good. Ugna will remember
Or-
that.
Shall we say it sounded like Fettid was pretty determined to just go on in? Shall we?
Yeah, we could just do
Yeah,
that.
let's go.
we
Let's
just
just
go-
go.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just
So
be
you don't have the
friendly.
spider babies with you. You left them with Perni. They're getting some grandpa time. But you do still have Trey on
Trey.
leash.
Yep.
Oh, I know what I will do. Hold on. I have an idea. Well, it'll help me. It won't help anyone else.
You're gonna pull
Sorry.
the tattoo, instant disguise.
Good.
Might as well, right?
Yeah. That's a magic disguise that can full on
Hey, if
make
you're
you
a water
merfolk.
guy who like hired these two weirdos, that's fine.
Yep. I will attempt to look like a Triton.
For sure, yeah. Make me the disguise roll, which was what were we using for this one? I think we were just using a straight wisdom professional bonus.
Maybe that or deception, wouldn't it?
Oh, right, it was deception. Yep.
Give me that plus
Straight
10.
up. Yep.
Oh yeah! 28.
This is
Ooh.
your expertise.
28. Eat my satyr balls.
Indeed. No.
Triton balls.
You have Triton balls now. Yeah. So you kind of like turn and like throw a hood up really quick while you activate your tattoo, and the group starts to pass in through the door, and then throw it back off to be like, oh look, I'm normal here. Now doing this means you're breaking your spell concentration, but it was only going to last a minute anyway.
Yeah, I figure like it's.
So you step through into the bar, and immediately the group behind you, snapping out of the spell, a couple of them are like, "Hey, I said you're not welcome in here."
I turn around and look at him.
And a rough hand is going to go at Ugna's shoulder.
Cool.
At about the same time, someone in front of you, as you pass through the open, it's a double door that's basically propped open. So as you pass through the threshold, a small group of slimy-looking lizard folk, like they've recently been swimming in something and they're kind of wet and slimy. One of them looks sneeringly down at Fettid, and then says to you, Tromlin, ugh, who's your friend? I think I need an initiative roll
Okay.
Cool.
based on the guy grabbing for
Ooh.
your
Wow.
shoulder there.
I mean, if he's grabbing Ugna, yeah, he probably does.
That's
Yeah.
a 20.
That's why I figured there might be initiative here.
Dirty
he
20.
rolled a 20.
Oof.
Oh shit! Well,
I
since you rolled
have a
20
nat
on
20.
Initiative.
Ooh.
That doesn't mean auto win or anything, but
Nope.
I think he's going to have a bonus. So, actually, let me double check. Let me determine if he does. He's an all strength kind of guy. No, he doesn't. So he's equal to you, Alina. So
All right.
Ugna has a 20.
Yep.
This guy has a 20. What's everybody else got?
I have a 9.
Set it on
11.
9. 11. Okay. And the other folks inside the bar generally are also on. I'll make it an 8. There. Okay. So the first thing that happens is this guy is going to grab you by the shoulder and say, "Hey, I said we don't like your kind here." And wants to try and like swing you around to face him and his buddies,
Cool.
who are all looking quite ready for a scrap.
Yep. I'm gonna do a thing that fighters don't do very often. I'm gonna try to stop a fight before it starts. I'm gonna use my commanding presence.
You're
I'll be
going
like,
to be very.
Hey, listen, it's fine. I'm with him. We're just here to have a nice drink and have a good time. Don't worry about it, bud. Should I do a?
No,
I believe that is
You
a.
need to remember this is a commanding presence is an intimidation based thing.
Okay. Well, I mean,
So
it's
you might wanna
persuasion, performance, or intimidation.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Okay, so you're going. Oh, so this is just straight. You're doing this as a persuasion.
Yeah,
Okay, I
I'm
see.
much better at intimidation, which
Yeah,
I could
that's what I
do.
was thinking. But you're going for the persuasion.
Yeah, I'm going for persuasion. I'm very chill. If I
So,
didn't have calm emotions, I would be intimidating.
well, you don't have calm emotions anymore.
Oh,
Remember,
that's
it
right.
broke.
It broke off.
Well then.
How about I roll a d6 and we'll see. Even odd.
Yeah, it's up to you.
All right. That is odd. So let's do what is odd for Ugna and let's try and persuade this guy to be like, whoa, 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 whoa. Hey, bud.
Excellent.
Hey, 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 hey.
Hey, buddy.
Settle down, settle down. We're all good here.
All right, go for it. Make me a persuasion roll and
Woo.
add your Battlemaster dice, superiority die.
Oh, that's right. I get the Battle Master dice. That's nice.
So your persuasion is a 2.
Okay.
So roll that.
No, my persuasion
but
says
then
it's a
roll
5.
that extra D8.
I have the. Oh, did I switch it? Is it performance that's got the proficiency in it?
Your performance has a proficiency.
Gotcha. So it's a +2.
Your
I rolled a
persuasion does
14
not.
and a 4, which is 18 plus 2 is 19, 20. Dirty 20.
A dirty 20 on the persuasion. I will roll the insight to resist that. That is a
Yep.
terrible roll. I have a 4.
I'm
So
gonna
you
switch this on my character
you
sheet.
puff yourself up. You draw yourself up to your full height.
Yeah.
So that you're like basically this guy's pretty huge. So you're still a full head taller than him.
I look down at him.
And you like get right up close to him, so you're like looking straight down, and then you're like, "Hey, we're not looking for any trouble here, buddy. You know, we're just I'm with him."
We're gonna get in. We're gonna go in. I'm with him. We're gonna go in. We're gonna have a drink or two, and we're gonna get out of here. You won't even know we're here. Stay chill.
He is at least given pause by this. So in his 20, he's gonna have whirled you around. He's gonna kind of like stop and be like, "We don't like your kind." Next up is Tromlin.
Sir, that's racist.
Yes, he's being landist.
Mm-hmm.
Tromlin, you're up.
So I have a lizard man in front of me talking.
A group of them. Yeah, talking shit about Fettid. And behind you know that Ugna has been turned around to face the group outside again.
I will attempt actually persuasion with them. So, well, if you want my friends out of here as fast as you can help direct us to someone.
We're just looking for
Trying-
someone.
Look at us
Sure,
being so
that's a
reasonable.
good angle.
Do I know who it is you're looking for, Jeff?
Yeah, we're looking. Can I see the guy?
Yep.
All right. I'm just gonna. We're looking for that guy. Point him out.
We need to talk to him. And I'll get
Yep.
them out of your hair as fast as I can. Sound good? Persuasion check.
Go for it.
Well, that's pretty good. 14.
This is also your thing.
Yeah, I mean, we're now in where
14.
14 plus 10, 24.
Woohoo.
Okay. I have a nat 20,
Ooh.
but I don't know if that's going to be good enough for this guy. I'm going to figure out. I'm going to randomize here whether whether or not he's got insight as a proficiency. He does, so he's going to have more than at least a 4 insight, which means he is not going to be persuaded.
Hold on 1 second. I have an idea, but I want to double check something. I'm just waiting for shit to load because my computer is slow. Do I have any points right now that I can spend to make it re-roll that?
Inspiration. Yeah, you're full
you
up.
got 3.
Can I spend inspiration to make him re-roll?
Ooh.
No, you can spend 2 inspirations to make him re-roll, or you can spend 1 to re-roll yourself, and see if you get any better.
I'll spend 1.
Go for it.
It's better. It is better. It's
By
2.
how much? 2. That'll do it.
It's a 26. So
That'll do it, or at least it'll get his attention more. I just want to remind the audience at this stage that you can, of course, cheer for the players which gives them potentially more inspirations. We're
Did
at
you do your poll yet, by the way?
65% on the current tracker. So just so y'all know,
Have you done your poll yet? By the way.
we haven't done the poll yet. We haven't done the first poll yet. I was gonna start it soon, but not quite yet. So next up is Fettid. This little conversation that Tromlin is now having with these guys, they are still looking a little skeptical. You notice, of course, that Tromlin has suddenly become a Triton.
Mhm.
You've seen him pull this kind of stuff before.
Mhm.
But I will say that his little charismatic performance here is attracting everybody's attention, and people aren't particularly looking at you or paying attention to you, Fettid.
I would like to try and slither over to the guy I want to talk to unnoticed.
Why don't you make me a stealth roll?
All right.
Maybe you can still get business done even if we end up in a
Not
fight.
great. It's a 16.
Total 16?
Yep.
Are you willing to bespell that? Because you've got a plus 10 if you throw it up.
Yeah, I think I should.
If you throw a pass without trace on it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
In that case, you will beat the perception rolls of those about, and or the passive perception of those about. So you slink between some legs as Tromlin is saying, "Hey, we just want to talk to this guy," and very quickly you make your way over to that booth, and basically like you're under the table with this guy, and you can just pop up in this on the. It's like banquette seats. You can just kind of pop up on the opposite side from him,
Mhm.
and he'll look a little surprised, and wrap his tentacle around his glass a little tighter, and go, where did you come from?
Secret. I hear if someone wanted to buy a magic dagger, you might be the right person to talk to.
Maybe. Who's asking?
I
I'll remind you that the goblin that sent you was named Zax.
I will say that I'm a friend of Zach's.
Huh. Now, what kind of weapons are we talking? He's talking low.
Mm-hmm.
I'll maybe cut away from that conversation for a sec, and we'll deal with what else happens, and then we'll go the conversation that happened in the meantime. So Alina, we're back to the top of the order here. So you've got this guy kind of like confused. He's going, but we don't like your kind, but your friend, I guess he's a Triton now, or anyway, you you shouldn't be with him. Ugh, this is gross. A Triton with a landwalker. Yeah, he's like immediately
What's
jumping
next?
on like a.
I
Yeah, what's next?
I have spent enough time with Tromlin that my
Dogs and
first
cats.
inclination is to throw an arm around Tromlin and be like, "Look,
Do it.
look,
Do it.
look! You know, love strikes where it does. Heart knows what it
Do it.
wants."
I already have my response
Good.
planned.
Give him a little squeeze.
I look at him with her arm around me, like, once you go land, nothing's quite as grand.
And at this point, two of them are going to try and grab you, Ugna, and like bodily grapple you out of there. They don't know what they're doing.
No.
But yeah, so they've made successful attack rolls. They've grappled you. They've grabbed you by the arms,
That's
and they're
cute.
going to like pull you out of this place. Another one is grabbing at Tromlin and is like grabbed him by the scruff of his cloak. Basically, clearly planning to like throw you out or take you outside and rough you up a bit. But Tromlin gets to go next.
So he's grabbing me.
Yeah, he's got a hold of you. He made the attack roll, but that's as far as he's gotten.
Can I Misty Step behind him?
Yep.
All right, I do
How
that.
far do you want to Misty Step? Like, do you want to still be? Are you planning to Misty Step to like sap or something like that, or do you want to get away?
I actually want to just Misty Step behind him and kick him in the crotch.
Yeah, that would
Yep.
work.
Like Misty Step and attack. So so that's a bonus action to Misty Step. So you can then use your normal action.
Actually, I guess a sap might not be the worst thing because then I sneak attack him.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, I would apply the sneak attack to the crotch kick also, but whatever you want to do.
I'm gonna go for the sap. I'm gonna try to knock him unconscious.
Go for it.
Dirty 20.
Oh, dirty 20. Okay, I was like, ooh, but yeah, dirty 20. I will roll his saving throw against the sap. That is going to be a fail.
Night.
Close, but no cigar for him. It's a DC 14, right? Yeah, he doesn't have enough of a bonus to make that. Close, but no cigar. You need to make the hit roll though. I think we skipped that part. Oh no, that was your dirty 20.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Misty Step, poof. He's got you a hold of your cloak and you just disappear and he's got a hold of nothing. And now you're behind him and you go whack across the back of his head. And he is stunned.
Oh.
I'm assuming you're going for the sap effect and not the damage.
Yes.
Okay.
I want him to be less of a problem.
Yeah. Let's roll let's roll the damage as well, but I'm going to call it subdual damage.
Okay.
So it's a D4 plus 3 here for your dex, but roll your back stab, whatever the hell it's called, sneak attack damage as well, which is 2d6.
What is my damage on a sap? It's a D4?
Yeah, D4 plus 3, and then 2d6 for your sneak attack. But this is basically like stunning damage.
Yeah, I knew it wasn't like drop him instantly damage.
But since he failed his saving throw, he's also going to be stunned for a minute.
That's 9.
Okay. That's total 9.
Yep.
Okay, cool. And so yeah, whack across the back of the head, and he's reeling and like, Next up, I'm skipping Fettid because we'll come back to him because he's elsewhere. Next up is the guys who got a hold of, or sorry, no, because I made them go on 20. So never mind. They delayed and now they're on 20. So the rest of them are done. So it's back to you.
All right.
Ugna.
They have grabbed me, correct?
Two guys have grabbed
Yep.
you. You're still sort of right in the face of the one guy who was pausing.
Right.
And there's a couple more who are kind of prepping.
Am I in the door
to do
yet?
something.
Because it sounds like they jumped me just
Yeah,
as we
you
were about
already
to go
were.
in.
You were basically,
All right.
yeah, this was as you were crossing the threshold. You're like
All
in
right.
the doorway.
They've grabbed my arms. I'm going to be like, whoa, gentlemen, let's take this outside, and then like pull them in like they're buddies, but like it's a headlock.
Yep.
And escort them outside.
All right. Well, double headlock. You have
Yep.
two-handed fighting style
Yep, I
abilities.
do.
Make him kiss.
So go ahead and make them grapple. Excellent.
Whew, a 9 and a 19, but that's without the +8. So that'll be 17 and 27.
Both successful.
Yeah.
So you got them both grappled, and you're moving.
Yeah.
Out. Excellent. Yeah, and that counts as your primary and your bonus action, right?
Yeah.
Because it's
And
like
then I'll do
two-hand
movement just to take
fighting.
them back out into the courtyard.
Yep. Sounds good. And I rolled to contest that, but you succeed. So you haul them out of the bar doorway.
Yeah, I'm trying to do it in a really friendly way. Like I'm just like, come on, you guys, let's not do this in here. I'm sure we can sort this
I
out.
want to get blood on the carpet.
Yeah.
Okay, they are now trying to break out of your
Good
grapple.
luck.
Mhm.
So go ahead and roll off with that. That's your strength
Yep.
athletics. Roll twice, once for each of them.
Right. Well, that is a 26 on the one, but
Yeah, you win.
only a 17 on the other.
Oh, that guy breaks
That
out.
one's yeah.
So the second guy
Oh.
actually breaks out of the headlock, and is preparing to like throw hands. Meanwhile, his buddy
To roll
that
that
was
low, I
standing
had to
there
roll a
is gonna
6.
what's that?
To roll that low on an athletics roll, I had to roll a 6.
And you are also getting kicked,
Good.
but it does not beat your armor class.
Nope.
So you get kicked, but it doesn't really hurt.
That's fine.
And one guy is throwing a punch that will land and do 4 damage.
Oh no.
4 whole damage.
Oh
huh?
no.
Yep.
Time to murder.
Yep.
Yeah.
And now that you're all sort of outside in a roiling melee, the lizard guys that were by the door talking with Tromlin are now just going to like push the stools away from the double doors and let them kind of close, and just be like, "Meh, that's taken care of." That they're clearly assuming that big group of merfolk is going to be more than sufficient. And they didn't notice what happened to Fettid, so they
No.
don't realize. So they just kind of like clink their glasses, like, yeah, that'll show those landies.
That's part of why I took them outside, because I was like, I want Fettid to be able to do whatever he needs to do. We'll go fight over here.
I'll
It's
try not to
fun.
waste this opportunity by being stupid.
Oh, I see we have rolled over on the initiative or on the inspirations.
Oh, indeed.
I'm gonna give
It's
us
time
all
for
one
everybody
more.
to get another inspiration.
Thank you. Fettid could use them.
Okay, I'm gonna hand wave a lot of what's going on out there, unless you want to do some more rolling. I'm gonna jump back to Fettid.
Yep.
So No Fingers is gonna say, so what exactly are you looking for? A magic dagger? What do you got in mind?
I'm
Just
gonna wave.
something that can cut a ghost.
I'm gonna wave my stump at him and be like, nothing too fancy. I just want something that I can throw that will come back to me, because as you can see, I'm currently working with one less hand than I'm used to.
All right. I've heard of that kind of thing. Let's say 10% finder's fee.
Okay.
And I'll give you the name of the guy who can hook you up.
All right. What kind of fee are we talking about here?
Well, there's a couple ways we can do this. You can just pass me something to settle, or you can go for 10% of whatever he ends up charging you. That's between you and my guy.
What I need Tromlin for normally.
You could always, like, did I go outside or am I?
I'm gonna. Can I attempt an insight roll to determine what would be the safer option of the two here?
Yeah. Why don't you make me an insight? This is sort of, he's trying to bargain here.
Yeah.
So I'll make his persuasion, and you can roll your insight, and we'll see where you land there.
Well, I'm just gonna say whatever he thinks is best, because I rolled a 4.
Ooh.
So that's an 8.
You want to stand on that, or do you want to mess with it?
Yeah, I think it'll be fine. I can't imagine it's gonna be a huge difference either way. So let's say I'll just settle up with his guy then.
Because he would prefer, if you offer him something, he would prefer that you buy him off, because then he gets something in hand now, and it's not dependent on you making a deal. but I don't know what you've got that you would offer. Like you've got your alchemy jug. I don't know if you would give that up.
No, that's too important. That's what we use to feed our menagerie when we're out in the field.
With mayonnaise.
Mhm.
Ain't nothing
You
mayonnaise
also
can't
could
fix.
theoretically try and like contact Tromlin for help if you're specifically
Yeah, Moneybags Perni isn't here right now.
Yeah.
yeah, but you could also
Uh,
like so you have like you've got your familiar, you've got various ways to
mhm.
potentially try and say, hey, Tromlin, help. You also have I'm trying to remember the other items that you of like random stuff that you have. You have the you're the one who got the favor from the Mephit from the dragon's stomach, as I recall. You also, I think you got rid of that. That doesn't count. And then there were several, I don't know who has what, but there were several parts that you guys collected from the airship crash site.
Right.
Oh, right.
So one of you still has the what did we call it? The genie positioning system.
Right.
I just don't remember if which of those things Fettid has. So you've got a few sort of random things that the group has collected that you could potentially try and bargain with, or if Fettid is like aware enough that he needs someone with better bargaining skills, you can certainly say something to Tromlin.
Who was
Yeah,
trained?
I think I need to bring Tromlin in here. I'm a little out of my depth when it comes to bargaining.
Someone in the chat mentions Fettid has some spare hats.
No. I need all of those. None of them are spares.
Speaking madness.
So do you want to communicate with Tromlin?
Yeah, I'm gonna send a little birdie, as it were, to see if I can get him to come on in.
Yep.
Okay.
Just a
Animal
horrible
messenger style.
cockroach.
Yep, exactly.
I'm just trying to remind myself. I think you actually have animal messenger not as a spell, but as that's the thing that they added.
Oh, right.
That sounds right, yeah.
5e rangers now have one of the optional rules which we're using is the one where you can do a bunch of the basic animal type spells. Where is it? Primal awareness, I think is the one I'm thinking of. In any case, one way or another, you've got animal friendship, you've got a familiar who can just like go take a message. You're pretty good. So you start kind of like bargaining with the guy, and you're like, let me just check in with my associates for what kind of stuff we can offer. And you send an animal messenger out to Tromlin. So Tromlin, this guy was stunned, so you basically have the ability to just kind of like beat him unconscious with your sap.
I was gonna say, like, I'd like to non-lethally coup de grace him.
Yeah. Yeah, effectively while he's stunned,
I'm curb stomping him.
you
He's
can
getting
like
close to the back of the head.
you can just hit him again with the sap even. Yeah, you just take him down to the ground, curb stomp, he's out. Meanwhile, all the rest of them are dogpiling. There's like a mass melee where Ugna was. There's a big dust cloud with like Ugna fists and feet sticking out of it in various places, and every once in a while, a merfolk goes flying out of it.
Good.
I
Yep.
feel like I should still be
So
trying
that's
to
happening.
help Ugna no matter what.
Meh.
Doesn't seem to be particularly necessary, but by the time you're done with this guy, Ugna is well in it. You know, you see, it's like in the frame, you're there like stomping on this guy and going like, "Come on, go unconscious, whack whack," and then in the background, there's like Ugna flies by doing like a drop elbow whilst also like headbutting or headlocking like three people in one arm,
Yep.
and then like you do another stomp and then back the other way. You know, four people just go flying, and then Ugna comes flying out of the top of the panel with like a frog splash.
Yeah, I'm
There's all
narrating the
that's going on in
match
the
as
background.
well. Like there's a whole
Yeah.
throwdown going on out here. It's great.
These guys are like second level mooks. Like you're
Oh,
pretty
I'm going.
rapidly.
Yeah, I'm going easy on them then. This is all for
Yeah.
show.
I'm
I don't
assuming you weren't
suppose
trying to kill him.
No.
I don't suppose I can sleight of hand go through his pockets, can I?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, you don't even need sleight of hand. He's unconscious.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
if
I
you don't
mean,
want
like
anyone-
we're still in public in the daytime.
Sure. So as you mage hand do a pocket pick, give me a sleight of hand roll. I'm not even going to roll his insight against it. I'm just going to roll some random. Actually, I won't even roll. I'm just going to consider that passive against like the passive perception of any onlookers.
17. Not my best.
Yeah, no one's going to have a passive perception that good. So you get a pouch. But while you're doing that, a little bird flits up to you, holding a scrap of rag in its beak, and thrusts it at you.
All right, I will go back into the bar.
Well, when you grab the scrap of rag, it says, "I need your help, Fettid."
Okay, I'm going back in the bar. Wiping blood off my hand, I guess.
Do you want to like walk through the doors again like you came, or do you want to misty step
I'm gonna
back?
throw the door open so they can see what the fuck Ugna's doing.
Sure.
Yep.
And if the lizard people notice it, I'll say that's why I travel with them.
Are you deliberately trying to like start something with them there, or are you just
No, it's more of
if
a.
they?
This is a warning. Look what she's doing to all of those people.
I will roll to see. Go ahead and roll me like what's appropriate here?
Like,
Intimidation.
Like
Yeah.
persuasion, leave us the fuck alone.
At that moment, I've got a
It's-
guy by the wrist and ankle, and I'm swinging him around, and I just toss him onto a roof like really casually.
I'm definitely gonna spend inspiration on that roll. I'm sorry,
Okay.
because that was a
Okay.
1.
Go for it.
And I don't
Oof.
want that right now.
Go for it.
Start a fight.
I went from a 1 to a natural 20.
All right, there you go. So I was going
persuasion makes
to
it a 30.
Woo!
call this an intimidate rather than a persuasion, but give you a
Even
bonus.
then,
But
like it's a 24.
don't worry about it.
The whole place is like,
Actually,
nope, don't mess with you.
yeah. So you basically they're pretty kind of like intimidated by what's going on outside, and like a couple of them like look at each other like they're gonna start something with you, but they're hesitating, and by the time they finish hesitating, you've just brushed past them.
Yeah.
Others in the bar who aren't as familiar with what's going on still see you as a Triton, so they don't understand what's been happening at the door.
I approach my friend and his new buddy
Yeah.
and say, "All right, how can I help?"
I want to buy a magic dagger, and this guy knows a guy who can get me one, but I don't know how to pay him.
All right, let me see if I can haggle with him a little bit.
Sure. So yeah, you quickly grasp the basis of this. Like this guy wants a cut for like a finder's fee sort of thing. Obviously, he would probably prefer it if you can like pay him or buy him out outright, because then it doesn't matter whether you make a deal with his contact. Otherwise, it's going to be a percentage based on the contact. Now, the disadvantage of going with paying him outright, of course, is that there's a possibility that he screws you because he's got your money either way. But you're savvy enough that you would feel confident in knowing, in being able to tell if he was trying to not play the level here. So that said, your Funkle, your grandpa's not around, so you don't have his deep pockets, but you do have some stuff. In particular, you have a pouch that you just stole.
Yes. I say, well, let's see what we got on hand, and I start pouring the pouch out.
There's a little bit of money in there. Not a ton, but you have a decent amount of cash on you as well. Why don't you make me an insight check, and we'll figure out if you have a good enough feel for the value of what this deal would be, and what his 10% ask kind of shapes up to.
Okay. Oh, that's nice. 19 plus 7, 26.
And I will note that the salvage stuff you guys have from the airship, Tromlin would definitely have, like, if Fettid doesn't have it, Tromlin does, right? Unless it was like something big and heavy that you needed Ugna to carry, but I don't think it really was. 26 insight. You figure that a magic dagger, at least just from talking to the guy, you get the general feeling that a 10% stake would probably be. This is probably gonna be something that costs like 1,000 gold.
Mm-hmm.
So like 100 would be the kind of a ballpark. You don't have that in this guy's pouch,
Yeah.
but you're pretty positive that if you foisted off one of these pieces of magic gear that you've salvaged on this guy, it would definitely be. It would be like weird because then he's got to fence it, but the value of it would be more than enough to cover.
All right, I will go through our mentally go through what we have in stock that I can hand over.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know who was writing down some of that stuff. I think it might have been Peter.
I think
I think it
so.
was Peter. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do remember for sure that you guys had the you had that genie positioning system tracker thing that was being used on the airship to navigate. You had, what was the other thing that I was just, yeah, you have that favor that was been offered to you by the Mephit, but that's harder to bargain with because it's not something you can physically show.
Wasn't the GPS
or
really
hand
annoying?
over. Yeah, you found the GPS really annoying, so maybe you want to get rid of it.
I will happily say, well, look, I have this tracking system, and I will attempt to sell him on it.
Yeah, give me a persuasion roll because it's like, as long as you do a good job of salesmanship here, this will be, from your estimation, this would be a bargain for him.
Yeah. I also would see sell it to sailors, no problem.
Yeah, no problem.
21.
Yeah, I've got like a 14 total. So yeah, you do a very good job of kind of like explaining what it is, and it's like, wow, okay, that's that I can sell that for sure. And you basically offer it in trade, and then with your own, insight, you basically then bargain. So you don't just hand it over and say, yeah, give us the name. You kind of are like, yeah, but we want to get someone where we can definitely get exactly what we want. And so you hear, of course, what Fettid's looking for, which is like a returning dagger. And he gives you a name, and you're quite certain, with your own insight, that he's on the level. So he is going to. Where's my? Sorry, I'm just getting my correct. Here we go. So he is going to tell you about a goblin merchant by the name of Krigg Snotgobble.
Prig Snotgobble.
Yep.
Of course.
Cool.
And Snotgobble is a like under the table dealer. So he doesn't have like a shop, but he No Fingers will tell you the front where you can find this guy. So as you quickly realize this guy's some degree of a quaggle, or at least such as there is in Dwymerdell. Dealer in magic arms in particular, and he deals out of a warehouse on the edge of the market district, and they give you an address on Soot Kettle Lane.
Soot Kettle Lane. Oh,
Yeah,
by the way,
Ironmonger's district.
How many coins did I pull out of that guy's pocket?
I'm gonna give it a roll. I'm gonna give it a roll for you. Old school D&D. I'm gonna roll the treasure.
Fine.
Okay, there is 7 gold
Okay.
and 12 silver.
I turn to the barkeep, shove the coins across the table, the counter, and say, "Apply that to his tab, please."
Ooh,
Nice.
very nice.
See,
Excellent.
this is why I called you in.
I thank this gentleman for his help, and I offer up payment.
He says, "Pleasure doing business with you," and he offers you a tentacle.
I shake it.
It's just a
I will.
sleeve with so it wraps around your wrist, and
I don't. Not the worst thing I've had wrapped around me. I will still.
this week.
Yeah. And on top of that, I'm not gonna be a dick.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's helping me. Show respect.
Yep.
I love the mental image of Fettid appearing from under the table and being like, "Hi, give me knife." And he's like, "Okay, do you have money?" And he's like, "No."
Oh, money.
No,
Right?
money. Wait, let me get
Hang
my
on.
friend.
I gotta get my
Hang on,
dad.
and then he pulls a sparrow out of his shirt and writes a note.
Hucks it at the door.
Throws a sparrow there.
Yep.
Oh, get him.
And then the smooth talking Triton shows up and is like, right, okay. Let's haggle.
You guys head out to the bar. You head out the bar, and Ugna is sitting on a bench outside having a breather, and there's just a stacked cordwood of unconscious merfolk.
Oh, hey guys, you done?
Think so.
Yeah, I think so.
Cool.
You? Are you done?
Yeah, I don't think these guys got much fight left in them, so. They're fun for a few minutes. I'll try to make the fight last longer. You got what you wanted?
Okay,
Yep, I think so.
So I'm assuming you're going to head there now. I am going to launch the poll.
Ooh. I will turn this away.
So I will ask my players to vacate the stream chat, and we will begin our first poll. I'm just going to let the chat know that we're potentially only going to do one poll from now on. I don't know. I'll vary it depending on what kind of stuff there is in the game. But since Twitch has taken away the ability to do bits on polls, there's not as much incentive, and I think we're going to come up with some better neat stuff for the chat to engage with. And in any case, you can still use your channel points. So remember, everybody gets a vote, and you can use your channel points for more votes. So please do let us know which of these fun options is going to be relevant in the next bit. Okay, so there we go. That's live. All right, I am excited to see where this goes.
Murder.
Always murder.
Always murder.
Indeed. Okay, so while that is running, you guys make your way through the town back towards the market where you've already been once today, and to this ironmonger's district that contains the Soot Kettle Lane, where the warehouse can be found. And you quickly make your way there without any further issues, and no word from Perni, so things are all well and good there. And you get to this warehouse. You were told.
I am
Oh,
no
sorry, go
longer a Triton or a Triton anymore.
Yep.
By the way, I'm back there.
The warehouse is on a different street. It backs onto this lane, and there is a simple forge across from it, and then just this like blank wall of the warehouse. But along that blank wall of the warehouse, there's a couple of back doors, one right at the corner and one across from the warehouse or from the forge. The one across from the forge is a big double door that looks like it's barred, but the other small door by the corner looks like sort of a sally port. That seems like the kind of place where you'd have an illicit entrance. So you can head over there and knock.
I will go do so. I'll take the lead on this.
Okay, there's a bit of a wait. You knock a couple times, but eventually a little slat opens in the door at roughly chest height for you. And a pair of beady yellow eyes looks out, along with a long goblin nose that just kind of sticks out with the eyes.
I will say in Cant, Thieves' Cant, we're looking for Craig. Is it Craig or Kurg?
Craig.
Craig. Craig's not gobble.
It was Krig, basically. Yeah. Who sent you?
I don't really care.
No fingers.
Jimmy No
No
Fingers.
fingers.
A gentleman by the name of No Fingers.
All right then. And
We can pay.
The slat closes, and there's a bunch of sounds of chains, and it just goes on for ages, like way more chain noises. Like there's not enough room around this door for these chains.
He's just got a chain, so he's just shaking them.
Yeah, and then eventually, the door doesn't open; it disappears. And in its place, there's a stone wall. So like it's a wooden warehouse and then stone wall, and the stone wall goes, and this opening appears. On the other side, there's this little robed goblin wearing like sort of like magician's robes. He's got like the dime store magician's hat, like that's all bent over at the top, similar to the hats worn as part of the school uniform at the Sunshine School, but like an older, more beat up version of that that's like flopped over. And then he's got his big bat-like goblin ears on the other side. And he's wearing a pince-nez perched on his nose with a little chain. He just puts it back on, having taken it off to peer through the people. And he's got a little wizard staff. And he goes, "Come on in."
Very well.
And he goes scuttling down the stone corridor.
Hollow.
This stone corridor leads to a big stone stairwell that goes up several stories. It is only a single-story warehouse.
In this city, is that really surprising?
Yeah, you're clearly magically somewhere else. And after going up for a while, the corridor leads to, the stairwell leads to a corridor, which he leads you down, and then there's a stairwell, just a straight stairwell going down for much longer than you went up.
Yep.
and it just like goes in like switchbacks back and forth. He as he goes along, he kind of waves his hand, and torches along the walls just light up as you go like little fire. And as you pass them, they go out again.
It's good. We have to
And
get our steps in
eventually,
today.
say again.
We have to get our steps in today, so this is great.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you kind of wonder. It's like normal steps, but he's this little goblin is like, but it doesn't seem to slow him down. And you get to the bottom, and there's this massive steel door with like bars and stuff on it. And he gets up to it, and he waves his hand, and all the locks and chains kind of move away. But then there's a big wheel that he like reaches up and is like, and it opens, and it leads into a huge stone like storage warehouse with like forges and things, and there's like all kinds of piled metals, weapons here. You're not sure if this is magic. A lot of it looks kind of like run-of-the-mill, like spears and swords, the kind of stuff you would use to supply like fighting forces on a mass scale.
Yeah.
And he says, boss, No Fingers sent somebody here to see you. And with that, the little goblin disappears, and an identical goblin comes out of a little side room that's like up some steps in the side of this big warehouse, and pokes his head out. And he goes, "What? What is it?"
I will say in Goblin, No Fingers sent us. My associate here is hoping to find an enchanted dagger that returns when thrown. We are, of course, happy to pay a fair price.
So a moment here, he like blows a bunch of dust off of some big books and stacks of parchment, starts flipping through some papers. Returning daggers. Haven't got anything in stock, but I've got all the parts. I can whip something like that up. Pretty easy. There's no special requirements. Just straightforward.
Nope.
Magic dagger returns to the thrower.
Mm-hmm.
Preferably in his hand, not in his throat.
Yes.
Yes. No, that's under cursed items. This is. Yep. Yes, we can do it. Is this a rush job?
I don't have a problem. What do you think?
Well, how long would a normal job take?
Well, let's have a look at the schedule here. And he grabs some more papers. I can have it done
Sounds
for
exactly like what every single conversation I've had with any kind of tradesperson in Canada has been like.
I can probably fit it in next week. If it's a rush job, I could do it. I could do it tomorrow if it's a rush job.
I assume for a markup.
Yes. Yes, it would be an extra 10% for the rush job.
Okay. I turn to our friend. Well, it's up to you. It's your item.
I want it fast. I want the rush job. Because who knows if we'll even still be here in a week.
Fair enough. So I will start going through the things we have and seeing what I can offer that he wants.
He immediately tells you it's 1,500 gold, 10% markup. That's 1,650.
That's fair. That's a good price.
For a this item, by the way, is sort of in the neighborhood of between uncommon and rare. Not like a super rare item, so it's not like a 10,000 gold piece sort of thing. But common items are as little as like 500. But this is a bit more than that. So when you start sort of going, well, we could bargain for some items, he's sort of like, I thought you said you could pay.
Well, I mean, do we have that much money to pay?
Perni might, but like even that's a lot even for Perni to have just on hand.
I've got like 10 gold.
You know, start
Turn out
counting
my
out
pockets and I'm like, nope.
I have this much.
Oh,
Oh.
is there anyone we can pull some favors from for this? Is what I'm thinking.
I suppose you could do something for me, I suppose.
All right, what would you like?
We're good at doing stuff.
Oh,
Yep.
I just realized I missed the ending of the poll.
Oh.
I jumped
Safe
back
to go
too
in the
late.
chat.
I missed the
Safe to go
poll
in the
end.
chat.
The poll is over, and I have to ask my shadow DM to let me know what won because I missed it. Is it okay for people to come back? Yeah, looks like it is. So you guys can jump back in the chat. It's all good.
Cool.
All right.
Good sir.
Okay.
What
So
favor
he,
does that need?
yeah, he says, I suppose you could gather some things for me.
What things would you need?
Well, he starts again. He's like going through papers and stuff, and he says, "Well, I can always use more components. Um, I'm very. It looks like, and he's as he goes through the papers, he goes, it looks like I'm pretty low on abyssal effluvia.
Abyssal effluvia?
Yes. So this town is a great place to gather it. It's the sort of thing you can find in more difficult places like dragons' lairs and that sort of thing. But this town it tends to collect deep in the sewers. And he goes banging around in a chest, and he pulls out what looks like gold pans. A couple of these like he's got a thing that looks like a washboard and a couple of like big shallow pans, and he's like, if you can bring me a decent amount of abyssal effluvia from the lower sewers, that would I think we can settle up something.
Do we have to milk anything?
All right.
No, but you have to. You do need to. He rustles around and like pulls out, some jars. But you do need to. It'll take you a little time to dredge up a decent amount.
As you
You
need.
do know how
Agree
to
do this.
collect.
I wanna take Tromlin and Ugna aside and be like, this sounds like it's more work than I was expecting it to be. If you guys think this is not worth the trouble, that's totally fine with me.
I will look straight at him and say, you are more than worth a little bit of trouble, okay? We can do this.
Okay, thanks, Dad.
And no, this
I
will be
wanna
our
see
first
some
time
spooky sewers
gathering
too, yeah.
abyssal effluvia. But we have milked an owlbear before, so if it's similar to that,
I mean, it can't be any
Once you've
worse,
milked an
right?
owlbear,
It can't be worse than that.
you just got no care.
Yep.
okay. So yeah, so he gives you this like gold panning gear, and tells you to go find him the stuff in the sewer. He
How do we
pulls out
find it?
a parchment and scribbles, pulls out a parchment with like a standard contract on it, and he scribbles in a few additional things, and he writes some names in, and he goes, "If you just sign this," and he hands you a glowing ink bottle. It's glowing
I
blue
immediately
with a
read
quill.
this contract.
Mm-hmm.
I
Very
no
carefully.
fucking shit.
It's pretty straightforward. It's basically it
Thank
has
you.
he just wrote in the rush job.
Okay.
He put in the like within 48 hours for the rush job.
Okay.
He describes the type of magic item. Some of the language is a little arcana for you, but you get the gist. Like, oh, there's a
Bird butt.
bird butt. Everybody gets a bird butt. Oh no, we're gonna get demonetized. Um,
Only off of bird twitch.
It's true.
Okay.
yeah, so like like it has like some specs for the magic type or whatever, and you're like, I don't know, whatever. That whatever translates to like +1 dagger of returning. And then the price you agreed on, the 1,650 gold pieces worth of abyssal effluvia is the agreed on price, and then there's a place to sign.
I sign.
Okay. And it says, there, that'll do it. And you feel like a tingle when you sign it.
I figure it's some type of like enchanted
Yeah.
contract where I have no choice.
Magic contract. And he goes, I can start work on that right away then, since you've signed the contract. And anything else I can help you with?
I don't believe so, good sir.
That's all I needed.
Excellent. We'll see you within 48 hours to pick up your dagger.
That was good.
All right, let's go to the
I put-
sewers.
And I think in the contract he put like a week for the delivery of the effluvia. So if it if it takes you like an extra 6 hours, it doesn't like
Fair enough.
curse you or whatever this contract is
Good.
going to do to you.
Good. Very
Sounds good.
fair.
Let's. All right. Well,
Yep.
lady and gent, I believe we should probably go eat some food before we go down because we probably won't feel like eating at
Well.
one of us will always.
I
Feel
mean,
like
I
eating.
will, but
Yeah.
I don't know about the rest of you.
I mean, you'll find stuff to eat down there.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get you
Yeah,
some sewer
maybe.
boots so you don't, get your legs all gross.
Yay, sewer boots.
So
Some
I will get the
waiters?
container. He wants the effluvia in and the effluvia pans.
I forgot to roll. I was going to ask you if you wanted to like haggle at all, or if you were just going to go with the price he says.
I can try. I mean, it
Yeah,
never hurts.
Let's make a roll.
Persuasion?
In my notes, I had between 1,000 and 1,500 as the base price, because I expected a haggling to occur. So I'll roll for him on his insight. You roll the persuasion.
Does diplomat?
Oh, sorry,
diplomat
contested
give me anything?
persuasion. Contested persuasion.
Does diplomat give me anything?
That just gives you your big bonus to persuasion.
Okay.
You have a +10 persuasion.
29.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, that's pretty good. He rolled decent, but not that well. So I think I'm going to break that down to 1,200 is the price you settle on, plus the 10%. So it's 1,320
Well,
worth.
that's not bad.
Yeah.
All right, let's go eat and then
Yeah,
head off to
1650.
the sewers to find effluvia.
Yay! And this is basically like dense magical materials that settle to the bottom of the sewer. So you're basically going to go pan the
Wizard poop
sewage.
is what
We're
you're
getting the
saying.
magic ground out of the bottom of the filter.
Good.
Yep.
So we
Yeah.
can remake the shittiest coffee.
You're
Mhm.
pan for wizard shit.
Perfect.
That's the name of this adventure, right? Panic for wizard shit.
I'm writing
Panning
it
for
down
wizard
for
shit.
our title.
Yep. I mean, probably less wizard shit and more demon shit. It's called Abyssal Effluvia. Okay, why don't we take a break here before the exciting
Sewer.
Our
sewer
great sewer
crawl
adventure.
Sewer
that's coming
conclusion.
up next.
The inevitable sewer level is upon us.
Perfect. Good.
Right.
Oh, we'll
You guys
see
go out,
y'all.
all right, we need to go down into the sewers, and you find these big green pipes that are sticking up out of the ground.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And you,
Vertically,
Uma's
it's
about
weird.
to jump. Yeah, Uma's about to jump into one of them, and Fettid's like, "Whoa, wait for a second!" And then, sure enough, a big like bitey
Oh.
plant comes up. And he's like, "See,
Yep.
you gotta know
Gotta
which
be
one to
careful
go
about
down.
those.
Yep.
Gotta time it right." Okay.
Good.
All right. So let's take a break, and then we'll come back
We'll
to
see
the sewer
y'all
level.
in 10.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.